Hey everyone, this is Renee Millman at reneemillman.com. We're going to go within today and talk about a subject that can be kind of loaded, that a lot of people have some strong feelings about. So I'm going to go out on a limb and just kind of tell you what I think. I want to talk about 12-step groups today. Now, there are so many 12-step groups out there, whether it's a group for, whether it's Alcoholics Anonymous, narcotics, gambling, codependency, overeating, pornography and sex addiction, debt, whatever it is, there is a group out there. Now, I know many people who have gone into 12-step programs, and for some people, it has been a lifesaver for them. It has helped them a lot. It has done some really good things for them, and that's a good thing. That's great. Another thing that is really good about 12-step groups is that they can be a great place for you to find connection with people who have the same kind of issues as you do. And it can be wonderful to feel like you are being heard and supported, perhaps for the first time in your life. And that is a great thing. That is so healing. That is so wonderful. But then there are some people for whom it is not such a good thing. So today I want to give a voice to those people who maybe feel like it wasn't helpful, and I want to support that. I want to give support to both sides, but also to the side that we don't usually hear about. In every 12-step group, you go around the room and you identify your name and whatever addiction or compulsion that you have. You say, "Hi, my name is, and I'm a fill in the blank." And every time you speak in a meeting, you also say that. "I'm Renee, I'm a fill in the blank." And for some people, I have found this is helpful. This is a good thing for them. It helps to reaffirm and remind them and keep in the front and center of their mind what their addiction is, as a way to kind of say, hey, I am never beating this thing. I'm always aware of it, and this is a good thing. I have a difference of opinion here because I think that there is such a thing as over-identification with your pathology, with your problem, with your addiction. My question is it helpful to continually reaffirm what your addiction is? And I would say, no, it's not. But I will leave that question to you. For me, it would not be helpful, but for someone else, it might be. So I think each person has to make their own decision about that if you are going to a 12-step group. So why is it necessary to keep saying that I have this problem, I have this problem? And if you're going back into your life and you're working on your stuff, you're working on your healing, you're getting counseling, or maybe you have a sponsor in your 12-step program, whatever it is that you're doing, reading books, prayer, meditation, whatever that thing is in your healing, is there a point at which you no longer have to say, my name is Renee and I am a whatever your addiction is? I just don't like that. Not for me. There may be a time where that is the appropriate thing for you, and then that changes. My issue is that in 12-step groups, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of room for you to not do that. Of course, when you go around the room, you can omit that and you can introduce yourself however you want. But be careful. Be careful that you're not over-identifying with your problems, because you are not your problems. And sometimes the problem is that we think we shouldn't have problems, and we have them, and then we feel bad about that. And we make it into this bigger thing than it is. When really what would be better is if we kind of have awareness of what our triggers are, awareness of what our tendencies are, and to manage that. It's sort of like saying, I don't need fixing. I know some of the areas where I'm not so strong. I know the areas where I struggle. But I don't need to let it govern me and run my life. The other thing I want to mention is that for some people, the idea of a higher power and feeling powerless to your addiction makes them feel worse. Now, for some people, that's liberating. Like, oh, good, good, I can give this up to my higher power and I feel better. But for some, it actually makes them feel more depressed. So I want to tell you, if that's how you feel, it's okay. And it's okay if a 12-step group isn't for you. It isn't for everyone. Like I said, it has helped some people, and that's a great thing. For some people, it's replacing one addiction with a new addiction, and that is going to a group. Now, if that keeps you from engaging in that addiction, and that works for you, fine, that's good. But not everyone has to go into a 12-step group and go for the rest of their lives. And I think that's where it can become really unhealthy, because that may not be what you need. And I think the most important thing that we can do is to listen to ourselves, listen to our feelings, our bodies, and see what it is that we need. Do we need the support of a 12-step group? Do we need to do something else that's nurturing? Get outside, work, exercise, go for a bike ride, be with friends who support us and love us. What is that thing that would be the most nurturing? I think if you let that question guide you, that's the best way to go. Instead of feeling like I have to, as they say, keep coming back, I really don't think that that's necessarily the answer. Maybe it is. Maybe for you it is lifelong. Maybe for someone it's short term. I think the best thing to do is to let each person decide what is the best for them. And again, yes, I do believe that we can, in time, we can heal enough so that we are not this addiction. You may always have a tendency to falter. You may always have to manage it. That's okay. We don't need to feel bad about that. We don't have to feel broken. But stop the over-identification with the pathology, the labels that you're putting on yourself. Because when you're labeling yourself, you're limiting yourself. You're putting yourself in a box and saying, this is how I am, I'm that way, and that's it. And I don't think we were meant to be static. We are dynamic and changing in this always changing world and environment of ours. So, that's a little bit of a rant. But I really feel like that needs to be said. I know that may bother some people. It may upset some people, or you may disagree with it. That's okay. Again, I know some people who have benefited a lot from 12-step programs. And if you have, awesome. But it's not for everybody. It's not the only way. So I encourage you to keep exploring what feels good for you. Allow that to change. 12-step groups may be the right thing for you for a time, and then you find another way of healing that supports you better, that feels better, and that encourages you in a better way as you change and evolve. Allow yourself that freedom. That's all I want to say about that today. And again, I hope that if you are someone who has felt bad because you're trying to shove yourself into that 12-step, almost kind of a clique, and it's not working and you feel like you should be going, but you're not, don't feel bad. It's okay to seek out other ways of healing. There are so many ways that we can work on these issues. So, okay. I hope that this has helped bring a different perspective to things. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them for me below this video. I hope you will like, share, and subscribe. Your time is a gift that you're giving to me, so thank you, and I'll see you soon.